a topic that I hope that some of you have heard about, but that perhaps many of you have not. And it is a situation that concerns some hundreds and hundreds of thousands of workers, many of whom are in unions, and they have a status that's called temporary protective status. And it's because they were granted status to work and live in the United States because of certain really unfortunate conditions in their own countries. So with us from Boston is Doris Reyna I'm never going to do this, Landaverda. Hi, Doris.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm much better now that I'm getting to talk to you. All right, so listeners, like I said, some of you may not have ever even heard of these initials, TPS. And so I want to ask Doris if she wouldn't mind starting off with just a little bit about herself, and then we're going to get into what this situation is that is so dire now for literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of workers who've been in the United States for many, many years, have families here, jobs here, and who are now threatened with being deported back to a country that they haven't lived in for decades. So, Doris, first, just a little bit about you.
First, I want to thank you to give me the opportunity to be in here. And yeah, my name is Doris Landaverde. I am immigrant from El Salvador. I came to the U.S. in 2000, and I becoming a TPS, Temporary Protect Status, in 2001. Because my country was devastated for earthquake, and since that the administration in that time give the opportunity to come in like in the TPS, and since that we are protected by TPS, and the TPS we renew every 18 months. And yeah, this is who I am, and I'm a worker at Harvard University since 2006 as a custodial, and I'm a union member for CIU 32BJ, a largest unions in the country, represent around 2,100 members around the country, and I think like I forgot that month for this day, but it's a large union, and also they have the 60% of TPS holders. And I'm sorry, and I am a mother of three beautiful girls.
I was just going to ask you that about what your family is here in the United States, since you've been here since you were pretty young yourself, and so you have three children. How old are they?
14, 9, and 7.
All right. So this has come up before, and then there's been some temporary relief that's been offered, but now it is a very critical issue for all these hundreds of thousands of workers. Could you say what countries, the ones who are threatened with being sent back to their birth country, what those countries are?
It's El Salvador, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Sudan, and Nepal.
All right. So even if you're a listener and you don't know very much about the countries that Doris just mentioned, you do know that whatever the condition was back however many decades that they were granted temporary protective status because of very dangerous or unsafe conditions in those countries. You know that in many regards that has not changed. Certainly Haiti, certainly all the countries that have experienced ongoing civil war or other kinds of intense violence. Maybe climate change is impacting their countries, certainly the economy. So let's talk a little bit about what the situation right now is. How is it that after being granted every 18 months continuation of your status, it's all of a sudden not?
This is, I think, is a long story because it started in 2017 when the President Trump ended TPS for Haiti and start for Honduras, and Nicaragua, El Salvador. And, we start thinking about what we can do it. And last Monday, we received the second bad news in these 20 years and here, like, say you had to return to your country, like, like the night circuit give or open the door to President Trump to end TPS, like leave 300 people or families will under attack and can be deported in the next year. This is a horrible, and our communities are so devastated. And also, like you mentioned, we are a union workers. We are a members of the unions. And I know like this is attack our unions too, because leaders are a members of the union, and it's very important to the community know about that. And I work at Harvard University, and I help my coworkers, as a child store for my union, and I the leader of the campus, and now I under attack. This is how affect us, like this decision. But like I say, this is a long story. Start in 2017 when the president and the TPS we decide organize, because I work as an organizer with Mass TPS Committee in Boston, and this is a para-national TPS alliance. Like, we are just TPS holders coming together and say we had to organize and fighting for our families, because we don't have to waiting for other people fighting, and and we don't know what it will happening with us, and we take the step and we start organizer, and now we have around 6,500 TPS holder organizer. Like, we learn because the majority of us, we don't have a skill and or we don't have the opportunity to study in our country, but here we learn, and this is what we are now. And and I know now it's so hard. Our community are devastated, but at the same time we had to thinking like continue work, and we don't want a TPS anymore. We want permanent residency for 400 people are TPS holders. This is our dream.
So I just want to clarify, you mean 400,000, correct?
Yes, because I want to clarify, we are, when the campaign started, we was 13 countries. I have my church here with the 13 countries. But last year, they give a permanent residency for, I forgot, it's one country, I forgot the name, I think I have here. They give a TPS permanent residency for Liberia. And now we are 12 countries we are protect for TPS. But some countries, they extend the TPS, like they know the TPS for them yet. But for 300,000, like El Salvador, Haiti, Sudan, and Nepal, in those countries, they already told us we had to leave the country. This is some kind of confusion in the numbers.
Right. So let's just be clear now. The United States government, at a certain point, allowed and really opened the door for you and many others to come because of the crisis. We can just even think about Haiti. It's everything from earthquakes to hurricanes to and intense poverty and civil unrest. And the idea that all of you from these various countries who've made homes here in the United States, who've had children who are citizens, whose their whole life has been here, and a great portion of your life has been here, and to just with like a cruel flick of a wrist, give you the heave-ho and say that within so many months or so many whatever, you are going to have to leave your homes, leave your jobs, leave your communities, leave your union, leave everything and go to a place that you haven't been. So I think anyone who's listening to this, if you just could imagine how traumatic and how painful and how mad you would be after you have really contributed so much to the United States through your hard work, through your persistence, through your energy, everything, that they would just tell you to go. So having done my speech now about how I think this is so horrible, can you talk a little bit? You say that there's a campaign and you say that people are organizing, and I know I've heard in Boston that in particular you have a very powerful coalition of different unions and different community groups who are advocating for TPS holders. Could you describe just a little bit about what you're doing in Boston, and then we'll talk about national?
Yes, like I mentioned to you, we start in 2006, and as a union member, I started in Harvard University. We built a Harvard TPS coalition with different unions. We are CIU 32BA, Local 26, ASME union, and student unions. We're coming together to advocate for workers and, push the university to make a commitment to support TPS holders. At least we got in the president to go Washington to support TPS. We want more, but, we had to continue organize. And after that, I come in also organize with the local community, like Mass TPS Committee. We organize, and I wanted the audios like learn. We are protect until now because we organize and we work hard. Like, when we're talking about what happening in the night circuit last Monday is because one families, they demand the government and say, this is a racist and our country are not prepared to receive us, and come in the case Ramos versus Nielsen. And because of that, we are protected until now, because if we not work and organize, we had to, I think they just give like to us like the day we had to leave, and was last year in September 9. That day, Salvadorians had to leave this country, but because we organize and work, we are still here. This is the communities had to learn how if we can coming together, like, we can win. I know it's slow, the process, but it's like this, and we have to happy any step we reach every day. And I think just for me and thousands of families have a TPS, just have the opportunity to be in this country with our kids is a win. And we will continue, like say, we will continue organize and work. And yeah.
So Doris, if I could ask, I'm thinking maybe that there could be people who are listening to this program and who work with someone from one of these countries, and maybe they don't even know that that's what's happening to them because they've known them for decades. They think here they are, they're working, they got a license, they're fine. I was wondering, do you think that people who have TPS status have been quiet about it and so that their coworkers don't know? And is that one of the things that you're trying to convince people that they really need to let their coworkers know so that more people can be standing with you?
Yes, this is the reality. TPS holders are scary. I just have example in Harvard. You know, I know Harvard have, and we already know is 100 workers have TPS, but we are still thinking about is other hundreds. But it's for those people, feel scary to speak up because they feel scary to their boss. They feel scary, like, you know, it's so hard. It's so many things, like maybe they think if TPS end, they can hide, but this is impossible because immigration already have our printed fingers. Like, they can find us wherever we want, wherever people think they go. Because, it's not time for thinking that way. It's time for stand up. But it's very important to let know the community share because after I share my story in my workplace, I have a strong community to support me. And this is, it's good because you feel power to continue fighting. And it's very important to workers share their story in the workplace and organize.
So we just have a little bit of time left, and I want you to talk just a little bit about this national caravan that's going to leave from California shortly and travel the whole United States and is going to be in Atlanta later in October. Could you talk a little bit about the purpose of why the caravan is being organized? Is it mostly just what you just said, that people need to know that their neighbors or their coworkers have TPS and what it would mean if they were ripped out of the community?
Yes, like you mentioned, the caravan will start tomorrow. Coming out from Pasadena, California, they will gather in from the night circuit court, and after that they will start, visit 53 cities around the country. I forgot the day. I know they will be in Atlanta soon.
October 18th and 19th.
Oh, okay. Thank you for reminding me. And I know they will come into Boston the first week of November. We want to send a clear message to the people can vote. Vote for the right people. People can make the right decision and protect